I have realized that I can have my hair out in the spring, the summer, the winter. Your biggest successes can come from your biggest failures, but it's through those mistakes that you will learn and understand your hair. I've been wearing my hair out every day in the snow, in the rain, when it's been windy. Most of us have to learn our own hair in order for our hair to thrive. It's just a learning experience, and that's okay. I will just be having my hair out every day and continuing to learn. We do not need, and the key words here are not need, low manipulation styles or protective styles in order for us to retain the length of our natural hair. Low manipulation styles absolutely do help you to retain length. If you're wearing twists or you're wearing plaits, braids, cornrows, of course you will retain length. I've been there, I've done that, I've documented that side of my journey. I spent 6 months religiously in low manipulation styles, and the results that I got from doing that were incredible. My thing is, they are not necessary in order for you to retain them. Hello lovely, welcome back to another video. I hope you are well. So today I'm going to be going through absolutely everything that I did in order for me to achieve my healthy hair goals during this 6-month healthy hair challenge. Now for those of you that don't know, I decided to take a risk and leave my hair out. Okay, no low manipulation styling, no protective styling, just leave my hair out every day during the winter season. And I was able to retain the length of my hair, and I was also able to maintain the integrity of my hair strands as well. I've been wearing my hair out every day in the snow, in the rain, when it's been windy. There were definitely a few things that I've had to do during the winter season to sort of maintain the health of my hair, but you know what, it's worked. So in this video, I'm going to be letting you know absolutely everything that I did in order to achieve those results. Let's get into it. All right, so I had to step up the wash day routine. I went from washing my hair once a week to twice a week to 3 times a week. And the reason being is because the cold winter season just had my hair crispy. I've had to up my game and wash my hair more often. Now, I have found that this has worked really well. Our hair loves water, and I learned that during the winter season, yes, the air is very dry, and yes, it can have a negative impact on your hair strands, but if you wash your hair regularly, it doesn't affect it. It didn't affect my hair. Once I clocked onto this and I started washing my hair more regularly, my hair would just bounce back. I would go outside, my hair would get dry, I would come home, and I would just wash my hair. That simple. I think as well, because I have high porosity hair, my hair dries really quickly. So I was able to kind of like get away with that. But yeah, washing my hair more frequently has definitely helped me to retain the length of my hair, because I don't give it a chance to get dry, because I did experience a little bit of breakage because I did allow my hair to get dry. When I tried to separate my hair, like I could see the little ends on my table. I wanted to cry. My hair got so dry, like it was crispy, and that's how I learned to wash it more often. Now, I do not wash my hair for hours every single time that I wash my hair. I only have 1 day out of the week where I do that, and the other couple of days I do a quick wash, okay, a quick midweek wash, and I've filmed that video for you. If you click on it here, it will be linked in the description as well. I show you how I managed to wash my hair within 20 to 30 minutes. It's quick and it's effective. All right, so be sure to check that video out. Now, in my 3-month update, I did say to you that whenever my hair got dry or it shrunk, I would get into the shower, rinse it, and then proceed with the lock method. I stopped doing that, and I would just wash it. I would just use my Henna Souk shampoo bar and wash it, because I found that I was getting a little bit of product buildup from doing that, because I was heavily using castor oil. And you already know how castor oil stays. That builds up quick. So I had to keep washing it, and it was quick and easy anyway. And once I did that, my hair would just bounce back. And I honestly believe that this attributed to me seeing these results. So I kept my hairstyles very simple. I kept my coils clumped, because I found that doing this helps to retain the moisture within my hair strands as well. So I wouldn't rake my hair through. I wouldn't separate my hair. Like, my hair's blow dried now. It's like a braid out. In the winter, this would be hard for me to maintain the moisturization. So I kept the coils clumped, and all I would do is a high puff or a side puff. And I have actually filmed how I create my side puff. So I will have that video linked right up here and in the description as well. And those were the styles that I was having: just side puff, middle puff, or high puff. That was it. And that really helped me to retain the length of my hair as well. Another thing I did was I started to do more finger detangling. Now, I was big on using a comb to detangle, but I found that finger detangling needed to happen more regularly because I was washing my hair regularly, but I didn't want to just keep combing it. So I would just use my fingers instead. Now, I'm the kind of person that I ain't really got much patience. I don't have patience, but I've had to develop patience, all right, and finger detangle more often. But I found that from doing it more often, it only took like 5-10 minutes to completely detangle my hair because I'm washing it so often. I'm not allowing it to just get shrunken and dry. And this plays a major role in shed hairs getting trapped in your hair. So because I'm washing it regularly, because I'm finger detangling regularly, it was quick to do. So that's what I started to do. And even though now we're in the spring at the time of me filming this video, I'm going to continue to wash my hair 3 times a week. I really love it. If I could wash it every day, I would, because I understand now the importance of water on our hair. Our hair loves some water. All right. The more the better. And I'm probably going to increase it to 4. Of course, you already know that I stuck to using 100% natural ingredients on my hair. It's coming up to 3 years that I've been doing this now. And I incorporated, of course, using my holistic herbal hairsprays on my hair regularly. So every time I would wash my hair, I would use whatever hairspray I felt like I needed on the day. This will always be a part of my regimen. These sprays are in replacement of leave-in conditioners. Because obviously I don't use those traditional leave-in conditioners anymore, I still needed to have that hydration and that slip and just those good ingredients before locking it all in with my oil and my butter. And so my holistic herbal hairsprays is just a non-negotiable for me. I have multiple different recipes, and for those of you that don't know, I have created an ebook of all of my favorite holistic hairspray recipes that are all pH balanced, and so those will be linked down below in the description for you to check out. All right, so I had to use castor oil very regularly. Castor oil has become my best friend. Now, I've been big on castor oil for quite some time, but you see now, I'm applying it every time I wash my hair, or I did apply it every time I wash my hair during the winter. Even though castor oil weighs my hair down, because I have fine hair, all right, so it really weighs my hair down, but my hair needed it. It needed to be weighed down in order to make it through the winter months. In the UK, yeah, you see the snow, you see the rain, the wind that we just get every single damn day. I needed the castor oil. That was the only thing that was going to protect my hair. So I definitely had to increase the amount of times that I was using castor oil on my hair. And that's another reason why I would wash my hair more regularly as well, because you can't layer no products on top of castor oil. It's too thick. And I really do believe as well that the castor oil has helped to keep my hair conditioned. It's just amazing at conditioning the hair, right? So another thing that I had to do was regular strengthening treatments. I couldn't skip doing these. In the spring and summer months, I can skip them. I can have a lazy day and be like, you know what, I ain't doing this today because I can't be bothered. There's none of that in the winter. I had to do them regularly. So I was using cassia and henna twice a month. So every 2 weeks, I'd do a cassia treatment. 2 weeks after that, I'd do a henna treatment. And this has really helped to keep that strength in my hair. It's needed it because I'm using castor oil and shea butter very often on my hair during those dry winter months. I needed the strength to balance it out. So every 2 weeks, I was doing some kind of strengthening treatment. That has helped me to retain the length of my hair. And I would only use the henna from Curly Proverbs and the cassia from Henna Souk, which brings me on to the fact that I have stopped mixing my own herbs. I was big on that, and I'm not against it, but you know, sometimes you can't be bothered. Yeah, that's me. I just didn't want to mix my herbs anymore. And then I found, just from buying ayurvedic herbs that were already pre-mixed for me, it just not only made life easier, but obviously these are the professionals, you know what I mean, that are selling these Ayurvedic herbs. They know the ratios way better than I do. And even though I saw results from mixing my own herbs, I just find it so much better buying the pre-mixed ones from Curly Proverbs and Henna Souk. And so I will say those are the only 2 brands of herbs that I use. I do not buy any of my herbs off of Amazon anymore because the quality is just so much better from Curly Proverbs and Henna Souk. So those are the 2 brands that I would recommend if you are going to be applying Ayurvedic herbs to your hair. But if you have any other brands that you swear by, please do leave them linked in the comments. All right, so I was big on this one. I was really big on this one, and I don't think actually that I've ever mentioned it before, even though I've been doing this since the start of my hair journey. And that is, I have been drinking herbal teas 3 times a day, but not just any herbal teas, specific ones for hair growth. And guess what? Your girl has filmed a very detailed video showing you all of the different recipes of teas that I make. I go into detail, not only about the recipes, but also the benefits that they have for your body and for your hair. It's just, I love that video because it's very informative. So please be sure to check that out because yes, it's very important to get your ingredients and your products right for topical application, but it's more important when it comes to your internal health. So the teas that I drink all attribute to healthy, strong, quick growing hair. Getting the right nutrition is key, and herbal teas help with that. Now, I want to talk to you about trims. So the last time that I cut my hair was in June of 2022. And when I say cut my hair, I don't mean an inch or two. I'm talking completely shaved, all right? I shaved the sides and the back of my hair completely off. All right, I didn't go to a hairdresser. I went to the barbers. So that was the last time that I had a haircut. So it's been a while. At the time of me filming this video, we are in the spring of 2026. So it's been a while since I cut my hair. Now, I will say during this process, I did do a little bit of dusting here and there, you know, just kind of plaiting my hair and just cutting off the little scraggly bits that I weren't feeling. And then they just didn't belong there anymore. So I would just cut them off. I did that. And sometimes I would cut out the single strand knots that I just weren't able to undo myself. And yeah, other than that, I haven't actually trimmed. Now, I am a little bit skeptical when it comes to hairdressers. I have trust issues because of past experiences when it comes to cutting my hair. I understand what it feels like for me to have unhealthy ends, which was why I shaved my hair off in the first place. My ends weren't retaining moisture. They were breaking constantly. I had so many single strand knots every single time I would try to style my hair. So I knew that the ends had to go, and I ended up being a bit extreme and just shaving it off. But anyway, I understand what it's like to have unhealthy ends. My ends currently are not unhealthy, all right? They hold on to hydration and moisture really, really well. But because of the growth cycle of my hair growing at different rates, I've had hair that's shed that is growing back, and so it's not as long as the hair that's been in the growth stage. That is why I have decided to get a trim. I have realized that I can have my hair out in the spring, the summer, the winter. It doesn't matter, just as long as I understand what it is that my hair needs. And I really want to encourage those of you who are thinking of doing the same and perhaps stepping away a little bit from the low manipulation styles, if that's what you want to do, okay? Because I'm not trying to push anyone into doing anything they're not comfortable with. If this is something that you would like to do, you may make mistakes. In fact, you're more than likely to make mistakes, but it's through those mistakes that you will learn and understand your hair. You can watch all the YouTube videos in the world. You can get as much education on hair as possible. But when it comes to your hair on your head, you have to be in it. You have to live in your hair, learn how to understand what it needs and when it needs it. And the only way that you can do that is just by having your hair out. You may experience breakage, and this is just a part of the process. You may not, but if you do, it's just a learning experience, and that's okay. Most of us have to learn our own hair in order for our hair to thrive, and that's what I found. I found that it didn't matter how many YouTube videos I watched, it doesn't matter how many books I read on hair. I just have to learn what my hair loves and what my hair needs, and you would have to do the same if you want to reduce the amount of times that you are doing low manipulation styling. But for me personally, going forward, I won't be doing them unless I want to have it for a style. Like I want to have my hair just plaited for a style. I won't be doing them. I will just be having my hair out every day and continuing to learn. I'm sure mistakes will still be made in the future. I'm okay with that because your biggest successes can come from your biggest failures. So I hope that encourages you to give this a try and to wear your hair out if that's what you want to do, and don't feel as though you have to do low manipulation styles in order for your hair to grow and for you to retain length and for your hair to be healthy. You most definitely can wear your hair out. You just have to learn and understand what it wants and what it needs. All of that being said, be sure to check out this video next if, like me, you are on a holistic, healthy hair journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one.